What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the newest PlayStation 5 news, how they're going to show us something. Something is going to be revealed by early to mid-June. Now, this is from former Kotaku writer Jason Schreier, obviously a big, person in like the leaking community, right? He leaks a lot of stuff out there. He's pretty much the most reliable leaker that you can find. Here's what I want to take a spin on this. This video is going to be very much a spin. It may actually result in me getting kind of mad at Sony. I will very quickly clarify my stance on Sony. I always do that in these videos just to avoid any kind of negative feedback. But before I jump into that, I do want to just quickly make mention. I have a second channel. It's me, just like here. I talk about gaming stuff every single day. So it's basically just additional. In fact, it's called Podcast Now Plus. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you guys feel inclined to, definitely check it out. It's more of these kind of videos, more discussion on games. It means a lot to me if you guys check it out, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video, for supporting this channel, and for supporting that channel. I truly do appreciate it, guys. I really do. So for this news, again, I'm going to let's start off by saying this. I'm a big Sony guy. I should probably write a script because I say the same thing every time, but I think I tweak it a little bit every time. Big Sony guy, love PlayStation. I like Xbox, I really do. I want the best for all companies. I want all games to be good. I think that maybe clarifies it, right? But I primarily play PlayStation. I wouldn't call myself a Sony fanboy because I do criticize them quite often. I'm in it for them to be the best that they can be. That's pretty much what I want. I only want Sony, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I only want it to be the best. Same thing with Xbox. Same thing with Nintendo, all that stuff. And I cover all of them and really all games on this channel. Okay, now that that's done, now that you guys know where I stand, and again, I know a lot of you guys watch all these videos, and I truly appreciate it. But for those that are brand new, that are just subscribing, just coming in, they don't know who I am. Now you guys know kind of where I stand on these things, and I'll make sure to mention it in other videos. Here's the deal. I'm getting tired of this. I truly am. I really am. And I'm a pretty patient person, I would say, overall. I'm a very optimistic person. Again, if you guys watch these videos, you know me. I'm pretty optimistic. I try and look on the positive side. And Jason Schreier, I do believe him because he is, I don't like the guy at all. I think as a person, I don't like him. But in terms of leaking, he's very good. He's the most reliable, right? He leaks like every single Assassin's Creed game. You go to him for the knowledge. And I've also gone off of him for Batman, for basic confirmation that the Batman game does exist, that the Harry Potter game does exist, right? That Warner Bros. Is going to have a lot of Warner Bros. Stuff too. I trust the guy. But as we keep going on, the rumors of this PlayStation event go on for months. There was February talk. There was literally every single month. There was talk of it in February. There was talk of it in March. There was talk of it in April. There was talk of it in May. And now we're on to talking about it in June. Now, the last we heard about PlayStation was that there'd be a late May reveal because June 2nd, they're going to announce some PlayStation 5 games in the official PlayStation magazine over in the UK. They're going to announce it. And people, and again, leaking or speculation, I guess, but they are people that are known for leaking. They said, expect something big like PS5 related. Like they expect them to show the PlayStation 5 by late May. And if you think about it, yeah, that makes sense. Listen, I think we should honestly lower expectations for what these games are going to be in the PlayStation magazine. I think Inside Xbox has probably taught us to do stuff like that. Even if the games are big, even if the games are small, no matter the size of the game in the official PlayStation magazine, okay? And that is a big deal. June 2nd is going to be a pretty cool day no matter what because we're just going to get new announcements of new games. I doubt they'll be the same games Microsoft's talked about. They'll probably be brand new. So that's exciting. It's going to be an exciting day. But how do you announce more and more? Because we're already getting games, Assassin's Creed. We know a lot of games that we already knew about that are confirming, yeah, we're coming to next gen. And then how do you announce more new games without showing us what the system looks like yet and talking about it? Like, again, Mark Cerny's thing, that was cool. It was, very different. Everybody had their expectations set wrong. Also, entirely Sony's fault, right? Because they really didn't judge the room very well. That it was okay for what it was, but it wasn't what we all thought. But we've had that. We had the DualSense controller, which looks incredible. I love it. I think a lot of people, the majority of people, really like that controller. So when they announce things, they're pretty solid, but they just don't do it. And again, I love Sony. I'm gonna get a PS5. I have the PS4. I want to get PS5 day one. I think I will get a Series X. It'll just be later. I want both, but PS5, in my opinion, like for me, and that's just, if you guys don't like that, I get it. I really do get it. But for my, my personal taste, PS5 will come first, and I want that day one. Okay, that's just my take on it. They need to get out there and talk about it. Again, the DualSense is awesome, and I love that they just dropped it. Now, the speculation is they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to talk about the DualSense. They were kind of pushed into doing that. I like it that just randomly, it was like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, just a random day, a random time, they hit the enter button, and bam, the post went out. It like almost broke Instagram like records. People were talking about it for days. Like everybody, like, you know what I mean? It really sends a shockwave through the gaming industry, just announcing a controller, just a controller. Imagine the console. But here we are now, and now he's saying, Jason Schreier, and I will say this because I don't want to be called out for not reporting the full story. He clarified that he meant that they're going to do multiple things, or he thinks they could do multiple things, and the thing he was talking about is just one of those, that he thinks, again, like they're going to do something, they're going to do at least one something before early to mid-June. He also did the whole cop-out thing where he said, because of what's happened around the world, again, I don't say the word because of YouTube, because of what's happened around the world, they may change it, so don't be hooked on to what he's saying. And in which case, again, I will counter to him what I counter with all these leakers who use that stupid cop-out excuses. If you're gonna be bold and you're gonna leak something, stand by it. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Your reputation is gonna get hit by that because you are known as that person. And if you're wrong, it just it is what it is. It just affects you. But stand by it. Don't do the whole, well, it could be this, but it could be that. But don't really go off of either of those things, even though I just told you, because things can change last second. I really hate the last second kind of argument. I think it's one of the stupidest things out there. But, you have that happening. Listen, I believe that. Again, like I said, I believe that. I think Sony should do two things. They should do one late May, right before that June 2nd thing, and then during E3, like if Microsoft is going to do the monthly thing, right? They have the May one. They're going to have something in June. They'll have July where they do their own games, right? The Microsoft Studios. They'll do that. Sony needs to kind of copy that. They need to do something late May just to announce it, right? Because, again, for the longest time, were they going to do an in-person reveal where they're going to have, like they did back with the PS4, that February event, right, where they showed it, they showed games, all that kind of stuff. I think they were. I think most people have said that was the plan, that they were going to do something like that, but because of what's happened, they can't. Which it's understandable. Like, I get that. That sucks. That actually does suck, and I understand it. But now what are you left with? Well, you can still do it online. You can still have some sort of show where you show the system. If you don't want to do the release date and price yet, that's the beauty of having more than one of these, right? Do something in late May. Show for the first time the system. Talk about the specs. Show a couple games. You don't even have to do a lot, but at least show us the system so that when you announce new games in your magazine, your official magazine, a couple days later, we at least know what the system we're playing it on is going to look like. Okay? Do that. Then in June, when Microsoft goes again, and by the way, again, like we know Phase 1, and we know Sony is part of Phase 1 of the Summer Game Fest, so we know Sony is going to announce a lot of things, right? We know Sony's going to come out there and talk about it because it's under Jeff Keighley's thing. So we know that. So when Microsoft goes again in June, Sony goes again. If they want to go after them, fine. Because I think they do want to go after them because they want to at least match them in terms of price. Wait, that's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Give us the system first, then wait it out into June, have something planned, and then when Microsoft goes, you go right after. I'm not saying the day after. I'm not saying the day of. I'm saying maybe a couple days after. And you give the price, you give the release date, you show more games, and then maybe, again, you do exactly what Microsoft does. Every month, you give us a little bit more. July, you do. And also, I know obviously Last of Us Part 2 has been pretty hammered to death, but you have The Last of Us Part 2 coming out in June. That's big for you. That is big. July, you have Ghost of Tsushima. That's big for you. So not only are you talking about the PS5 in the future, but at the same time, if these games do well and they're good games, you can talk about them too and say, look at how amazing. Not only are we going to lead the industry in future games, but we're doing it currently right now, whereas Microsoft isn't. They're not doing anything. So you can use that to your advantage. advantage, and they're not. They're absolutely not, but they should be. So do something in July, do something in August, do something in September. It's getting tiring every couple of weeks reading a new report that says that they're going to announce it in another couple of weeks, and it keeps getting pushed literally every couple, you know what I mean? Every couple of weeks they announce that something's going to happen like a month from now, and that keeps moving every single time. I've been reading stories like that literally since January, and we've been talking about it either here on the second channel ever since January, and we keep doing it every month because it keeps getting moved every single time. So it's like, I get it. Things can change. Things happen. Bad things happen. Obviously, what's going on around the world, bad things happen. But at the same time, see, I'm even slurring my words because I'm getting so pumped up and I'm talking too fast. And I know, one of the final things I'll say, I know that people are going to say, dude, you worry too much. You're just too bent out of shape. My blood pressure is slightly high, just in general. The doctors have told me, but I am fine. It's just how I talk. Mainly, it's just how I kind of act as a person. I'm not like, not sleeping at night thinking about this. I do think that's kind of important because I know I talk fast. I know I'm a pretty energetic person in these videos. I know that I kind of come off as worrying for a lot of videos I make. I don't always try to. And most videos, I'm pretty optimistic. Some videos I get a little worrisome, but it's not like that's my whole life. Okay, so I do want to just clarify that I talk fast. That is just, I have like a nasally voice. Yeah, for all those people that say those kind of things, that's just my voice. That's just my personality. I know I talk fast, but I am worried. I'm not. I guess I would say worried. I was gonna say I'm not worried. I am worried because they're messing up. I truly believe Sony has messed up a lot of this stuff that we should have gotten the PS5 reveal. I mean, we've known what the Series X is gonna look like since December. And we still don't know about PS5. And again, yeah, they're playing from a position of strength. They destroyed Microsoft this console generation, but that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that's going to happen in the future. And it also doesn't mean, and I get it, like, yeah, they are able to do that. And I guess I understand that kind of thinking, right? Where it's like, well, they are in the lead, and when they do announce something, it blows up the internet. So what's the problem? Well, again, the problem is I think people are just growing very impatient and getting mad. And again, as we get closer and closer and more games get announced, I mean, if we have like 30, 40 games we know are coming out on PS5, but we don't know what the system looks like yet, is that a problem? Because I feel like that's kind of a problem. Now, we're not there yet, but we're going to be there in the next 2 months, I would say. So if we don't know what the PlayStation 5 looks like by like early to mid-June, let's say, I think that's a big problem. I would have said that a few months ago, and I'm going to say it now. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think about this mid to early June? Do you think it's true? Are you upset with Sony just like me? All that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. Obviously, if anything breaks Sony-related or PlayStation-related news, I'll be covering it on this channel, okay? Thank you again for watching, guys, and I'll see you on tomorrow's videos.